Coming up on AC 24/7, a look at the history of police units across the U.S. similar to the now disbanded Scorpion unit in Memphis. Plus, why Madison Square Garden is using facial recognition technology and who they're looking for. And a new poll on voters from the New York district of embattled Congressman George Santos. Hey there, welcome to another edition of AC 24/7. I'm Lamar Baldwin. The city of Memphis has disciplined 2 more officers in connection to the death of Tyre Nichols, bringing the total to 7. Here's a closer look at the now disbanded Scorpion unit.
There is a reckoning coming for the police department and for the leadership.
Launched with fanfare in 2021, the Memphis Police Department's now defunct Scorpion unit was among the first major initiatives by new Memphis Police Chief C.J. Davis, only a few months on the job.
Too many families, too many mothers, too many fathers have suffered in our city, and quite frankly, I think we are all tired of it.
Faced with rising murder rates and a spike in violent thefts, the street crimes operation to restore peace in our neighborhoods was her response. 40 officers who would patrol high crime areas, often in plain clothes, with a mandate to deliver arrests.
The Scorpion unit has had a total of 566 arrests, 390 of them for felonies. They have seized $103,000 in cash, 270 vehicles, and 253 weapons.
Now, after 5 members of the unit were caught on video and charged with murder in the violent beating of Tyre Nichols, it's been disbanded. Specialized units have existed in most of America's 70 major cities, often driving police arrest stats and generating PR opportunities for politicians eager to appear tough on crime.
I'm glad to hear that the unit's been disbanded. I think we should probably be taking a serious look at these specialized units, both in Memphis and around the country.
This kind of so-called elite police squad is not a new idea.
So some cities are taking on drug dealers with urban commando teams with intimidating names like Crash, Dart, TNT, and in Atlanta, Red Dog.
Show me hands, get on your knees.
Atlanta's Red Dog unit started in the 1980s. Officers went on high-risk raids and patrolled public housing. It was politically popular, but was disbanded in 2011 after years of complaints over its tactics. In 2021, facing a new spike in crime, Atlanta PD launched its latest specialized Titan unit.
We believe that the direction that they will have to be more aggressive as it relates to what street violence that we are up against, but it is no way to replace what Red Dog was.
In New York, the NYPD's street crime unit was launched in the 1970s with the motto, "We own the night." The unit faced controversy in 1999 after 4 plainclothes officers fired 41 shots at Amadou Diallo, an unarmed 23-year-old student outside his apartment building in the Bronx, claiming he fit the description of a man wanted for rape. The officers who shot Diallo were found not guilty. The unit was disbanded in 2002 after a federal investigation uncovered racial profiling. In 2020, the NYPD disbanded all of its plainclothes anti-crime units, the kind responsible for the chokehold death of Eric Garner. New York City Mayor and former police officer Eric Adams told CNN on Monday, specialized units aren't inherently bad.
Units don't create abuse. Abusive behavior creates abuse.
Nearly 25 years later, Amadou Diallo's mother is still fighting to change police practices.
I have to hold my heart and I have to let them know that this is a club that we wish we never had to welcome them. And this is a club that no families want to be part of.
From Philadelphia to Baltimore and Indianapolis, Memphis is the latest example of an all-too-common cycle. Crime rises, police create an aggressive unit that delivers an increase in arrests. Then comes scandal or tragedy.
2 emergency medical technicians and fire department lieutenant have been fired over their response to Nichols' encounter with members of the police Scorpion unit. Madison Square Garden is defending the use of facial recognition technology at its venues. They want to bar lawyers suing the company from attending the event. The Advocate Channel's Omar Jimenez reports.
You come up on matching somebody on the facial recognition list?
He was recognized on facial recognition cameras, then confronted.
Are you Benjamin Noren? Yes.
This is how lawyer Benjamin Noren from one New York City law firm was greeted by Madison Square Garden staff while trying to attend an event in the fall.
The ticket has been revoked and you are not permitted in the building.
It's because Noren works for a law firm representing ticket brokers in a lawsuit against Madison Square Garden Entertainment. All the roughly 60 lawyers at his firm are also banned until the litigation is resolved.
We received a letter from MSG stating that because of this litigation, all attorneys in our firm, even those attorneys who have nothing to do whatsoever with the litigation, would be barred for the duration of the litigation.
The firm's co-founding partner has been a season ticket holder for 47 years. He believes here he's being retaliated against.
The purpose of their ban is to dissuade people from suing Madison Square Garden. If you have to think about, do I have a choice of being banned and representing somebody? Somebody's going to say, I don't need that aggravation. I'm not going to take that case.
Their firm is among dozens temporarily banned from MSG properties, including Radio City Music Hall, while they represent clients suing the Garden. New York Attorney General Letitia James believes they may be violating state and city laws, writing to them in part, forbidding entry to lawyers representing clients who have engaged in litigation against the company may dissuade such lawyers from taking on legitimate cases. Days later, Madison Square Garden emphasized it's a private business and in compliance with all laws, writing in part, the attorneys we're prohibiting from attending include ambulance chasers and money grabbers whose business is motivated by self-promotion and who capitalize on the misfortune of others. This includes attorneys representing ticket scalpers, personal injury claims, and class action litigations, but does not include claims related to sexual harassment or employment discrimination.
You get to say who you serve. And if it's somebody who is suing you and trying to put you out of business or take your money from you, right, etc., you have a right to be, yes, a little unhappy about it.
Some experts believe it's a slippery slope, and not just the discretionary power of who else could be flagged in the future, but one method being used to enforce it, even if it is legal.
I have read their privacy policy. They explicitly say that the biometrics they capture from you can be used for any purpose that would benefit their economic interest.
Some don't believe it should be used at all.
And I am terrified of the day where we allow companies to use so many forms of tracking and surveillance that, we end up in the middle of one of the largest cities on the planet without any place we can actually go while keeping our privacy.
Omar Jimenez, CNN, New York.
Most registered voters in the Representative George Santos district say he should resign. That's according to a new poll. The poll shows 78% of the voters in New York's 3rd district want the Republican to step down, and more have an unfavorable view of him. The poll shows 78% of voters in New York's 3rd district want the Republican to step down, and more have an unfavorable view of him. The Nude State and Siena College poll also shows Santos doesn't have much support from voters in his own party. 71% of respondents who identify as Republicans say they want him to resign. Thank you for joining us for another edition of AC 24/7. For more content that advocates for you, go to advocatechannel.com, follow us on our socials at The Advocate Channel, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. For The Advocate Channel, I'm Lamar Baldwin.